Hey everyone, Brianna here. Welcome back to the channel. So today I have a really interesting story for you all. Recently, I had the chance to sit down with a true veteran in the seafood industry. This lady is basically the Grab Queen. She deals in premium crafts and supplies them directly to the high-ranking officials and airlines in Vietnam. She is so well connected that she knows their home addresses have their wife's phone numbers aside. She's a real deal, a pure old school hustler. Of course, when two separate people sit down, we talk shop. I kept it very honest and humble. I told her, Sister, my family does a value added shrimp, tempura, sushi, ABE, nobashi. I also act as a connector. Whatever specs, whatever characteristics the market needs, I can source and link it up perfectly. And then I started talking about our factory. You know, you know me, I'm so proud of our production floor. I told her about our strict closed loop processing system. I explained how every single worker has to be geared up in 100% protective PPE. They have to work through the sanitizing food baths, the air showers, the hand sterilizing stations, and I tell her our golden rule: if a single shrimp drops on the floor, it is absolutely forbidden to just pick it up, rinse it, and throw it back on the line. Never. That drop of shrimp has to be entirely removed from that clean zone and sent on the way back to the step one, the raw receiving and primary chlorine wash stays. It restarts the entire circle. When I said this, she looked at me and gave this a little smirk. Hmm. A patronizing tracker. She didn't mean any harm, really. But in her head, as someone who has been trading crafts for decades, she has evaluating me. She was thinking, oh, this girl is so young and lively. She's bragging about standard operating procedures. Every factory has to do that on paper to get their export license. That's the basic stuff. Why is she showing off?
With this new shipment of shrimp, we can guarantee the highest quality from farm to table.
The facility meets all European import standards. Sign off on Section 4.
Here's the thing, you guys. The smile, I understand exactly what it meant. And she's right in a way. On paper, is totally normal. To get your BSc, your IFS, your HACCP certificates, you must have those strict protocols written in your manual. The auditors demand it. But here's the massive disconnect that ordinary insiders understand. What is mandatory on paper is rarely 100% executed in reality. Think about it. When the European auditors are working around with their clippers, yes, every worker is an angel. Nobody drops a shrimp. Everyone washes their hands perfectly. But what happens on a random Tuesday at 2 a.m. during a peak season when you have 1,000 workers on the floor pushing out 10 tons of nobashi shrimp to meet a tight shipping deadline? If a worker accidentally drops a perfectly good peeled shrimp on the wet floor, human nature kicks in. It's faster and it's easier to just quickly pick it up, rinse it under the tap, and slick it back onto the tray when the line manager turns his back. Because enforcing a rule on paper is easy. Enforcing a rule in human behavior is a brutal, relentless war to achieve 100% compliance. In reality, it requires an owner and a management team that are absolutely ruthless and continuously vigilant. It means installing cameras at every angle. It means training supervisors to be uncompromising. It means building a company culture where food safety overrides the desire to be fast and easy. So, no, sister. I'm not alive. I know exactly how dark and massive this industry can get behind closed doors. When I brag about our hygiene protocols, I am not bragging about the piece of paper hanging in our office. I am bragging about the blood, sweat, and tears that my family pours into managing human behavior every single second of the day.
With BRC and ISO certification, our disciplined approach delivers premium value-added shrimp, shipped fresh to markets across the globe.
And this brings me to the core lessons for your own B2B buyers, CXOs, and sourcing directors watching this. You sit in your corporate offices and you ask your suppliers to send you their ISO, BRC, or ASC certificates. You tick the box, put it into your file, and you think your supply chain is safe. Let me tell you, a certificate is just a ticket to enter the game. It's not the game itself. You need to partner with suppliers who don't just talk about protocols, but who actually sweat the details. Because the day a customer in a high-end restaurant in London or New York gets sick from a cross-contaminated shrimp, that piece of paper won't save your brand's reputation. When you do business with me, when we negotiate a container of value-added shrimp, you are paying for that exact relentless discipline. You are paying for the peace of mind knowing that if a shrimp chops on the floor in my factory, it goes back to the step one, prepared. No shortcuts, no backroom tricks. This is what operational integrity looks like. It's not something to be taken for granted. It is something to be aggressively proud of. So to wrap this up, the next time a supplier pitches you, don't just look at their certificates, ask them about their floor culture, ask them what happens when nobody is watching. If you are a buyer who cares about protecting your bottom line by protecting your product quality at the source, you are my kind of client. Whether you need strictly a graded sushi ebi, flawless tempura, perfectly straight alabashi, or if you just lead a trusted connector in Vietnam to source the exact space you demand, we need to talk. We run a tight ship. We respect the food and we respect your money. Reach out to me directly. Let's get your next risk-free container on the water and stay resilient. And I will catch you guys in the next video.